No, just give me 1 second. It's going live and now. Okay. Let's just double check. Okay, I believe we're live at Dakar with Alfie Cox himself, one of the big South African racing legends. I definitely think from my time, you know, Alf, you were absolute hero for me. 13-time Dakar finisher. I think the only person that's ever came first in the Baja 1000 and the Baja 500, which is something I don't know how many people know. Also, all your wins at Roof of Africa and Erzberg. So we're very honored to have you on the show. And I hear that Dakar actually cancelled or stopped the bike stage since it's your birthday today, so that you guys can celebrate. So happy birthday today.
That's not true, man. After the refuel, there was a lot of traps out there, and I think a lot of guys got hurt. But
Okay.
all the top, I think at least top 20 or 30 guys had already gone through, and then they stopped the guys that were from, I think, 30 onwards. So the results, the top results wouldn't change, but they've gone back to where they stopped it because the helicopters were flying today and there was too many guys injured, including Skylar Howes managed to get to the finish, but it looks like he's out of the Dakar. He's he's concussed.
Oh no, that's that's very sad.
American Skylar Howes, you know, he's the rookie, and he came from Bart's stable. You know, Bart brought him through the stable, and then from there he went on to the factory team.
Yeah, he was with Bas Dakar last year. I remember, and I mean, I remember seeing him. I met him at Sonora, and he was telling me he's going to Dakar with Bart, and I was like, you know, you're going to be in good hands there, you know. And after that, he signed for a factory team, so that's amazing. Alf, having done so many Dakars yourself, how does it feel to have your son there? Like, what emotions do you experience? Are you happy? Are you like, you a little bit worried for him? What goes through your mind and your heart on a daily basis?
Look, I must be honest. It was not easy to see him leave the first morning out of the Dakar. I had a serious lump in my throat and maybe a tear in my eye. You know, it's a hell of a thing to see your youngster go out there. We know what the elements are like out there. But, you know, Brad's got a lot of experience racing around the world. But the Dakar is another complete new thing that happens. And we all know the elements out there and the speeds that the boys are traveling at, you know. The pace is high. There's a lot of fast riders here. And I don't care what you tell a youngster. That's why we've got Bart here. And Bart's got a lot of wisdom, and he talks nicely to all the boys, and they understand that this is not a joke out there, and they have to be calm and take each day as it comes. And he's really got some good words of wisdom. And am I right, Bart?
Thank you. Yes, you're doing our best with the young guys. Hey.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, this is Bart van der Velden. He's from Bas Dakar Racing. And pretty much the best, let's say, non-factory team out there. But I think you guys go through as a factory team now, just under your own name, because you're so good at what you do. Bart, how many Dakars have you guys actually serviced? I think it must probably be some kind of record.
This is now my 10th year, my 10th edition.
Nice. And do you have a special wall in your office of all the guys that's come through your stable, or how do you keep track of everybody?
No, we have from the guys who've made it to the top, we asked for a T-shirt, and yeah, we put that in the workshop, and yeah, that's nice to see, and especially this year with the young guys. I didn't expect, yeah, the level that they have from this moment. It's incredible. If you see Bradley and Mason, it's yeah, something special.
It's insane. And I was talking to Lyndon Poskett yesterday about it, and we were discussing that how close the competition have come, that, you know, in previous years you never saw rookies in the, I mean, maybe with the exception of Ross Branch and a few others, you never really saw rookies in the top 20. And now, you know, we've got rookies that's aspiring to be top 10. And I think, and your input here would be super appreciated. Is it to do, we all think it's the road books, you know, but personally, I think there might have been some terrain changes as well. I think that the organization is really trying to slow down the race by making it more technical. But your input would be appreciated. Why do you think that is? Are they just more talented, or is it the race?
Yeah, for sure. Bradley and Mason both are really talented. They have the speed. They have done a lot of racing back home. But then there is also the navigation, what is coming. Yeah, and we are doing our best to keep them calm, to focus on the navigation. We know the speed is there, but you cannot ride faster as you can navigate. You need to watch out for the dangers. A mistake costs so much time, therefore you try to keep them calm, but not too calm that they lose their focus.
I think
they need to be in a comfort zone where they feel good. And where they have the pace that they want to have to be.
And I think at that level, it's so hard to basically make that decision, because that day that you decide you're going to step off the gas a little bit, or where you decide to go a little bit slower or be a bit more cautious, can make that 2 or 3 minute difference between 10th place or top 10. So, you know, I think that I've heard some guys say that the road books, when you look at them, you don't think that it's going to be tricky because it looks fairly straightforward. And then all of a sudden you're in it. And for some reason, it's just way trickier than you thought, and it slows you right down. So it sounds like it's becoming much, much more of a technical race. We're going back to the old days of planning your race a bit better, from what I can see.
Yeah, for sure. Last year we had the tire rule. It was the famous tire rule that they had 6 tires for 12 stages. They did that for safety reasons, but we had spoken with FIM. I told them, hey, it's not safe to go out with a not new tire, because the bike will not turn. It's not stopping. That's not increasing the safety. And the only thing to make the rallies safer is to make the navigation more complicated, so that you need to close the throttle to focus on the navigation. Yeah, and as I can see, this year they have done a good job, and there's still some days to come. We're not halfway, and if you see the differences, what the guys losing or gaining with a good navigation, that's nice to see.
Yep, definitely. Look, and it sounds like it feels to me like the race is going to really start happening after the rest day. I suspect the guys are going to push tomorrow because they know there's a rest day coming, and obviously they had a lot of extra rest from today, except for the top guys. Did the top guys do the entire stage? Did they ride the whole distance?
Yeah, including Bradley and Mason, both. Yeah, all top guys did the complete stage. The rest they took out at kilometer 280.
Nice. Alf, how does it feel to not be racing for a change?
No, look, I'm over racing for myself. You know, I did it for 29 years. Yeah, I did start late in life. Now you see the youngsters, they start very early. But I continued racing until I was 45, 46 years old, you know, at a top level. That, you know, to keep yourself motivated for all those years, it's very, very hard. You know, you always, every 10th year, you've got some new guy that comes on the thing, and you've got to knock him down. And then you've got the next guy that comes. Because most of the guys today, they don't last more than 10 years in racing. And, you know, they get tired of it and they move on to other things. You know, whereas with me, man, I continued. I don't know if it was foolish, but I enjoyed my racing. And while you're winning, you will carry on racing. So it was hard after 30 years old to motivate yourself. But then I started the Dakar at 35. And, you know, I carried on until I was way into my mid-40s. And then eventually you come to a decision that you've had enough. You've enjoyed yourself. And yeah, I still enjoy riding motorcycles, but my passion at the moment is obviously to run our motorcycle dealership, and then obviously I've been doing adventure tours now for 22 years, and that is I would say, I live my country through the eyes of the tourist, and yeah, I really enjoy that a lot.
That, I mean, and having to be able to ride around in South Africa, I think very few people understand how diverse a country we have. You can be in the mountains, you can be in the rolling hills of Natal, and then you can be
You're quite right.
out in the Northern Cape. So I'm with you on that. So and
I don't think we realize how blessed we are.
definitely, yeah. So from your perspective, this Dakar, or at least from I mean, for me, when you were racing, that was the heyday of the Dakar, those big bikes, and that if you close your eyes and you think Dakar, that's what you see. I still see that blue Gaulois bike of yours going over the dunes. Those were the golden days for me of Dakar. But for you, what's the biggest difference that you see, having been away from the race for a while and now being back? What's the feeling like on the ground, or what's your experience, and what do you think is the biggest differences?
No, look, the days are a lot shorter for the riders. They've got a lot of time to, prepare themselves for the next day. You don't have to do a road book anymore like we used to have to do. We spent 2 hours, 3 hours on a road book when we came in. So that was what we did in the afternoon into the evening, sometimes late into the evenings, preparing the road book. And also there's much more creature comforts now. I mean, people have got motorhomes. Yeah, I'm sleeping in a tent, but luckily Bart's got a very nice truck, and it's got bunks in the truck. So the riders are very comfortable. They're in a bunk in the truck. If it gets hot, like in Morocco, we would put the air conditioner on for the boys. But, I'm still in a tent like I did for the 13 years of my Dakar. We never slept in a hotel or a motorhome. So, yeah, it's become more, I wouldn't say it's a circus, but yes, it is a circus in a sense where it moves from day to day. But the creature comforts are so much better. And the motorcycle is only a 450cc. It weighs 25, 30 kilograms lighter than the bike I raced. But yeah, it's the safety is very important, and that's exactly what the Dakar organizations and I always tend to tell the people that the Dakar is dangerous, but they're not out there to damage people and hurt people, and that's why they introduced the 450cc to make it lighter. More manufacturers come into play because more people make 450s than big rally bikes, and then you can modify the 450 into a rally bike and have more riders and more manageable to ride the bike. Because most of these guys that come here, 60% of them are hobby riders that just want to do the Dakar, like the Comrades Marathon. And then you have these guys coming to do the Dakar, and you give them these big, heavy bikes, and they can't handle them in the sand. But now they can handle these little 450s quite easily in the sand.
Nice. And so in short, I think one might not want to say it out loud, but you guys were just tougher back then.
Well, I think North Africa, I see the bivouacs here. There's beautiful hot showers, nice toilets. You've got a lovely eating hall. The food is out of this world. And when you're in North Africa, understand the elements are against you. There's not just running water, and everything has to be trucked in, air freighted in, flown in. And yeah, Africa is a lot different to South America or now in Saudi. You can't compare the two. So creature comforts, the boys are very spoiled. So yeah, but I'm gonna say we were tougher in those days.
Definitely. There's no question. Bart, so it seems like there's a very strong connection between us South Africans and Bass Dakar racing. I've heard theories about why that might be, but I would like to hear your opinion on that as to how did it happen that for some reason South Africans and BAS racing gets on so well together. We do seem to send a lot of guys through your stable.
Yeah, I think working together with the South Africans, it's the same as with the Dutch guys. They are thinking the same. It works really well together, and for me, it's nice to see Yeah, we basically we speak the same language. It looks like.
Yeah. And so, do you guys speak of? If I were to come to Dakar with you, can we speak Afrikaans with each other, or do you communicate in English? What's the?
I can. The main language is English, but when we are joking with the mechanics together in our Dutch language, the South Africans can understand it.
Okay.
And
Nice, man.
from their side, it's the same. And yeah, therefore it works so nice. Yeah, how it's difficult to explain, but the South Africans and the Dutch, in my opinion, they have the same way of thinking, and that's working really nice together.
Well, I think what the answer to that is, when you give good service, whether you're a hotel, whether you're a resort, or you're a motorcycle dealership, if you give somebody good service, the word of mouth, and that's exactly, I think, what happened with Boss Dakar. It's the word of mouth. Hey, I got a great time. I had it. They looked after us. They look after the boys like they're their own children, and that's very important. The mechanics, they actually love the riders. They take care of them. The motorcycle preparation is top class, and that's why people come back, and there's no question about it.
Yeah, and it's so amazing to see, because it gives us, let's call it normal guys, like, you know, an opportunity to experience that level of riding, and I think that makes such a big difference, and it is actually furthering the sport. I mean, this year on your team, I know Walter, I know Bradley, I know Mason. Last year I did Skylar, so you know it helps to kind of like hear firsthand from guys, and the fact that you give them that step up. You know, I mean, let's say in theory, and totally in theory, not discussing whether somebody's possible, whether somebody has the skill or not, but having your backup last year definitely helped Skylar like land a factory deal this year, because if he didn't have the backup, he might have struggled much more. So it's amazing to see, and I mean, I think that in that sense, you do very much for the sport in furthering it into the masses, and enabling more normal people like me to do it.
Thank you. Yeah, together with the collaboration of KTM and WP, we can build the bikes that the guys need. We can build for the guys a bike to win, and that's important to achieve their goals.
So what is your feeling on the 2021 RFR? You have to give us some inside info here. We need some special advice here. What, you like it? Don't you like it? I think it's the future. Yeah,
for sure, it's the future. The bike is it's designed already 1.5 years ago. They have done a lot of testing. For sure, there were some problems at the beginning, but when you have a complete new concept, a new engine, new frame, it's a complete new bike. That was some busy year last year. But the bike they have now, yeah, we cannot wait to order it, and yeah, it's lighter. It looks shorter. Yeah, it's getting more like a motocross bike. Like the rally is changing, the bikes also need to change. It started with the 990 to the 690 to the 450. Yeah, then to the fuel injection bike in 2014. Yeah, and every step that they make, it's a big difference for the rider. So will KTM be producing these as their RFRs for 2023? Will they? That would be it. The new changed subframe and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's not yet. They don't know if it will be available for the normal customer coming year. Okay, but it'll be available for Baz Dakar. I don't know yet. Let's finish. Well, let's cross our fingers and hope so. Yeah, that's great. We're still happy with the bike that we have. We have the right setup, and yeah, it's good. So, Alf, another quick question for you. Of all the 13 Dakars that you've done, which Dakar was your favorite, and what was your top moment? Like, if you have to choose one memory to die with about Dakar, which memory would it be?
I think my first Dakar in '98, you know, everything was unknown. I didn't know anything about rally raids. I went to do the UAE Desert challenge in November before the Dakar. Was my first desert race that I
Wow.
did, with the road book.
Mhm.
And then we went straight to Dakar. And I mean, to finish fourth the first year as a rookie, I think that's a memorable Dakar. And then, I think the 99 Dakar, I was third. And then obviously 2002, when I got second. Yeah, those are all Dakars that you won't forget. But yeah, just to finish on the podium is a great feeling. And yeah, the Dakar has been special to me, and I've really enjoyed it. And just the people you meet along the way, it's like a family.
Mm-hmm. No, and I can see it. I mean, the smile on your face, and before we went live, I mean, the way that you talk about seeing old friends, and I think that's why we all love this sport so much. I mean, one of the things that attract me most to the rally community is the community. Is that thing, whereas you can see a guy 5 years, 10 years, 15 years later, and it's almost like going to the army or going to through a trauma together, where once you've suffered together, you're banded as
Yes.
brothers. Doesn't matter when or where, but you both
No,
experience
exactly.
that suffering, and that's
Exactly.
something that we don't really experience in today's world anymore. So yeah,
No,
okay.
good, man.
Um,
Hope we've answered the question.
Bart, tell me, of your 10 Dakars, which one stands out as being the best one that you guys were ever at? You miss South America.
Yeah, the best one, it's the same choice with Alfie. It's the first one in 2013.
Okay.
And yeah, the worst one was Dakar 2017. We had so much rain.
Mhm.
It was 10, 11 days only raining. We had
Wow.
so much mud, so much to work on the bikes. And if now I look back, it's nice to see what the riders have achieved in that difficult days. But that were two Dakars that that I will always remember.
Always remember. Wow. Okay. Well, guys, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you probably have a lot of work to do tonight. It's looking at the two of you sitting in a van there and looking at Alfie not racing anymore. The combined experience there is I can see a lot of brain bubbles forming there. Maybe Alfie will become a regular installation at Dakar every year as an advisor to Baz Dakar or something like that, or maybe a liaison for us South African boys that's going. So Alf, thanks for everything that you're doing.
Pleasure, man. Thank you.
I really hope that you have a super birthday. I hope they give you a big party there in the mess tent. Bart, thank you for everything as well. And we are all following all of your riders. We really hope. I think the competition is going to heat up a lot. So we're all very excited. We might try and cross over to some of the guys on Saturday, see what they're doing on their bikes. So yeah, good luck.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.